Welcome back. You've made it to the last video here of this series. This is the video tutorial for I Will by Lennon and McCartney. And what I love about this song is that it has totally blown us past our original 4 chords that we started with, and now we have a handful of minor chords and another 7 chord to really flesh out this key of C. Now that you know all of these chords, you will be able to play just about every song there is in the key of C. So let's zoom in and do a quick review of what all of those are, the chords that you will need for this song. All right, this song, I Will, brings it all together. We've got C, we've got F, we've got G7 and A minor, those 4 basic ones. As a reminder, we're also adding in D minor, which to me always looks like an F chord. If you start with your F chord and then add the ring finger to the 2nd fret of the C string, you're kind of tucking it right behind that middle. Makes a really beautiful minor chord there. That's D minor. Then we also have E minor. Remember, that's sort of this stair step chord here, where I've got my pointer finger on the 2nd fret of A. The middle comes into the E string and then comes down to the 3rd fret. The ring finger comes into the C string and is on the 4th fret. That's your E minor. And then we also have that D7 chord again. And remember, I like to play it with my middle and my ring finger. Middle on the 2nd fret of G and ring on the 2nd fret of E. Sometimes people like to play it with the pointer in the middle or the pointer in the ring, as you'd like, depending on what feels comfortable. But I think where it comes in this song, you're going to want to try it with the middle on G and the ring on E, because you'll be going from A minor, where your middle is on that 2nd fret of G already, add the ring finger to the 2nd fret of E for D7, and then from D7 you're going to jump over to G7. So see, I just took that unit there of my middle and ring, and I just have to shift them over each one string to C and A now, and then add the pointer finger for G7. So that should be all that you need for this song. All right, once you've got your chords, you're probably looking at this chord chart and saying, that is a total mess of chords in front of me. So let's break it down a little bit. First of all, each chord is only going to be worth 2 beats in this song. Typically we've done 4, but just beware, we're moving quickly, just 2 beats per chord. And let's just take a look, as we like to do, at these groups of 4 chords in a row. Let's take a look, that intro, for example, C to A minor, to D minor to G7, right? Remember, just a little trick, from that A minor to D minor, you can leave that middle finger right on there, add the ring and the pointer for that D minor, and then swing it over to G7. That repeats at the very beginning of the first part of the song. Who knows how long I've loved you, right? There's that first group of 4. Next group of 4, C, A minor, jump on over to that E minor. Oh yay, right? We love that E minor. You might want to take a little bit of time with that one to just kind of get used to it. C, A minor, E minor, E minor, and repeat. C. Remember, you can always loop things as much as you need to, right? And then what you can start to do is put it all together. So here's the whole first line. Let's just try it. Single strums, 2 beats each, just to wrap our heads around these chords here. Starting on C, ready, and C, A minor, D minor, G7, back to C, A minor, different ending now, E minor for 2. Now, if you take a look at the next line, we go to F, G7 to C, A minor, and then almost the same thing again, F to G7, back to C for 2. So even though you've got lots of chords going on in these first 2 lines, you can see how each line is made up of that first group of 4 and then a slight variation on that group of 4. They both start the same, right? Let's just try the whole thing, those first 2 lines. Just single strums again, just because we're wrapping our head around these chords. Starting on C, ready, and C, A minor, D minor, G7. Now same thing, starting on C, A minor, now E minor, second line to F, G7, to C, A minor. Start again on So you can loop that as much as you need to. Add in that little melody to kind of help keep you on track a little bit. Don't worry about the lyrics at this point. So let's take a look at the next 2 lines, and you will notice, phew, it is exactly the same as the first 2 lines. This is actually what we call an A song. So the first section, those first 2 lines, repeats itself. We call that the A section, kind of like that first big musical phrase. The next musical phrase, exactly the same. We're really lucky. So we can almost skip over those second 2 lines and come down to the part that says love you forever and forever. It starts on F now. That's how we know it's the B section, going somewhere totally different musically. Let's take a look at that. We go from F to G7 to C to A minor. I feel like I've seen that group of 4 chords before, right? We've seen that as part of the A section. Continuing on the next group of 4, F to G7, back to C. So we've actually played this line of chords before, right? We're just going to sing a different melody to it. Let's try it again, just together, just to kind of keep it fresh. Starting on F, ready, and keep going. We're going to start the same as the first line on the second line. F to G7 to C to A minor. Now this is where we're setting ourselves up for the end of the song. We're going a little bonkers here. We add the ring finger for the D7 chord. Then over to G7. And that's for that middle and ring combination is really nice because you can keep that. Not only is it easy to go from A minor to D7, but then it's really nice to jump those 2 fingers over to G7, adding that pointer finger there. And that G7 at the end of the B section is setting us up for that last A section. Before we get there though, actually, let's go back and do that whole B section. So starting on Love You Forever on the F chord, here we go. F to G7, back to C. Second line now, F again, G7 to C, A minor. Now D7 to 1, 2, G7. And now that's leaving us to come back to the A section again. Remember I said it was an A song. So now this is going to sound really familiar and feel really good because we've played it a couple times already, right? We go from C to A minor to D minor, G7, and we're thinking, yeah, this is exactly the same as we played it before. E minor. Second line, F to G7 to C to A minor. Oh, but now there's a little bit of a different thing, right? We're closing out the song, so we're adding a little fun stuff here. F to G7, C, and then another A minor, F, third line now, G7, now A minor, switching up the pattern here, back to C, and then finally ending it out the way we remember. F to G7, back to C. So let's try that whole last A section, just because it's a little bit different. They've kind of tricked us a little bit, but they want to draw out the ending. And so that's one thing you can do is kind of adjust the patterns a little bit. Here we go. And when at last I find you is where I am. That last stanza of the song on C, ready, and C, A minor, D minor, G7. This should feel old hat by now. C, A minor, E minor, big jump. Now back to F, G7, C, A minor, F. Here we go. We're kind of doing it again. G7 to C, A minor. Now here we switch it up. F, G7, back to A minor, over to C, then close it out. F, G7, back to C, and end on C. So, those are all the pieces that you need. Again, remember the patterns. You might even want to put boxes around the patterns that you know are going to repeat or that can sort of help you think of them as chunks. Feel free to take a pause now too. Go back over whatever part you need to. I'm gonna move on because I'm really excited to play through the whole thing. Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. I'm gonna start on that C chord. I'm looking at my intro. What we're gonna do is, because this is a relatively short song, we're gonna play through it once with just the strumming and the chords to get a feel for the whole song in its entirety. And then we're gonna go back and add the words. So we'll play it twice through. First without the words, second time with the words. I may hum a little bit of the melody just to give you some context that first time through. Let's find our groove on that swing strum pattern. It'll sound a little bit like this. Ready, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. And remember, each chord is just 2 beats, so it's gonna feel like it's moving fast. Here's the intro. C, A minor, D minor, G7. Here we go. Now variation. C, A minor to E minor. Second line. F, G7, back to C to A minor. F, G7, back to C. Now we do that whole A section again. C. Start the same. F, G7, C, A minor. Now D7 and G7. Back to the A section. C, A minor, D minor, G7. F, G7 to C, A minor. Now F, last line here, G7, A minor now, out of the pattern. C, F, G7, and back to C. All right, let's just pause here on this C for a moment. Deep breath. We're gonna add the words through this time, so I probably won't call out as many of the chords. Do your best. Let's start on the intro for a little warm-up and sing it straight through. Here we go. Intro. Who knows how long I've loved you? You know I love you still. Will I wait a lonely lifetime? If you want me to, I will. For if I ever saw you, I didn't catch your name, but it never really mattered. I will always feel the same. Here's the B section. To F, love you forever and forever. Love you with all my heart. Love you whenever we're together. D7, love you when we're apart. And when at last I find you, your song will fill the air. Sing it loud so I can hear you. Make it easy to be near you. Watch out now. Last line. For the things you do endear you to me. You know I will nicely done. That is not an easy one to get through, but hopefully the work that we did with those patterns, kind of chunking it out into those different sections, can help you wrap your head around it. Remember, you can always go back, play through this video as much as you need. You can put the video aside and just sort of zoom in on some of those sections and loop them for yourself as much as you need to. Do what you need to find success with this song. It's a really beautiful one. Enjoy your practice. Thank you so much for watching.